Siddur Snippet series is generously sponsored by the Saka family. I've informed for Shlim Hadassah Rachel Baschana Golda. 18th bracha of the Amid is the bracha of Modim, our opportunity thrice a day to express our boundless, endless gratitude to Hashem for His loving kindness. And we are on the last sentence, the end of Modim. Hatov, not just Hametiv. Hashem doesn't just do good, He is good. Be'etzem, His essence, He's the source of all good. We declare Hatov, He is Tov. And what makes Him so Tov, or because He is the source of all Tov, Lo chalu rachamecha. His rachamim, His kindness, His compassion never ends. Hamarachem, and He's also not only Tov, He's Marachem. He is like Rechem, His maternal instinct, His inherent intuitive good. Ki lo samu chasadecha. And boundless, endless, He never runs out of chesed. So we last left off and asked, wouldn't it make more sense to say, Hamarachem, ki lo chalu rachamecha? Hatov, kilo samu chasadecha, marachem, and rachamecha should go together. So several Mefarshim asked this question, and they answer based on the following. Kilo chal rachamecha, kilo samu chasadecha means the following. Human beings, no matter how kind, generous, good they are, have limited resources, limited time, limited money, limited capacity. We might have endless and boundless desire to help, to assist, to support, but in the end of the day, there is limited capacity of time, energy, of money, of resources, and the like. The Rebbeinu Shem, the Almighty, is boundless and limitless. There is no trade-off. We don't believe that if He helps this one, it comes at the expense of that one. The incredible organization Florida Chesed Network that's doing tremendous things across South Florida through Pesach, $300,000 was given and more. It has to decide each and every day. It has the impossible decision because unfortunately it doesn't have infinite and endless resources. Who's worthy? Who deserves? How do you allocate? How do you divide? Even the engine of chesed that wants to do chesed, nevertheless, is limited by what it has. The Rebbeinu Shalom, the Almighty, there is no trade-off. There is no sense if you give this, you can't give the other. There's no either or. There's and. Kadosh Baruch Hu is limitless on what He can do, should He choose to and think it is the correct and right thing to do. So if it was Hamarachem, ki lo chalo rachamecha, someone who has endless compassion, never runs out of compassion, it's lovely they never run out of compassion, but you can't deposit compassion in the bank. The landlord doesn't take compassion for payment. Compassion doesn't put the groceries on the table. So it's beautiful, Hamarachem, the one with compassion, doesn't run out of rachamecha, compassion, and that's true for human beings. And the most admirable human being who deserves to be honored doesn't run out of compassion, instinctively feels compassion. But what makes Hashem different is, He's lo samu chasadecha. He doesn't have run out of resources. He's boundless and endless in the difference that He can make. There is no trade-off, there is no if they give. That's a yesod of tefillah in general. I recently interacted, I mentioned in another shir, I interacted with a non-Jew, someone who was raised in Boston. That was the first strike against him, but Roman Catholic. I'm not sure which was, whatever. Anyway, so he's not religious, for good reason, growing up then and in that area and exposed to that experience, there's good reason. And he told me he misses God, he wishes he'd come back, he doesn't know where to begin. So I said, pray. Ask Him for what you need. He said, how could I ask for what I need? There's so many people who need much bigger things. What I need is so insignificant and inconsequential. And I said, do you think God is so small that if He takes care of your request, He can't help the other? He says yes to you, the homeless person will suffer, there's not enough to give him or her. God is great, He's infinite, He's omnipotent, He can take care of everyone. He's sitting and He's waiting for you to talk to Him. I don't know if I made a Ben Noach or not out of it, but I hope he's having a conversation. Hashem is limitless and boundless. Hatov kilo samu, not only rachamecha, His desire, but chasadecha, the chesed, the capacity to do the chesed that He does, and in that way, distinct and different than human beings. And the final expression, and how do you read it? Here too there is a machlokas. I don't want to challenge or embarrass anyone how you read, how you punctuate. Where do you put the comma? Hamarachem ki lo samu chasadecha kama me'olam kivinu lach, or Hamarachem ki lo samu chasadecha me'olam kama kivinu lach. Where does the comma go? Many have been saying it for several years. I never gave thought to that question. How do you punctuate? How do you conclude? How does Modim end? And the answer is both. Either the Avudraham, one of the Rishonim, says that this tefillah, like we say in Tachanun, I know you forgot what that's like, but starting again tomorrow. Zechor rachamecha Hashem chasadecha ki me'olam hema. Ki me'olam hema. We describe chasadecha is ki me'olam hema. That means Hashem remembers because his kindness, his compassion, his capacity is endless, it is forever, it is me'olam. Which means, how do you punctuate it? You would read it, me'olam atov ki lo chalu rachamecha, hamrachem ki lo samu chasadecha me'olam. Hashem, you have boundless, endless compassion, kindness. Me'olam, it extends forever and ever and ever. So the kama goes, me'olam kama kivinu lach. However, the Rav Amram Gaon says, u'me'olam kivinu lach. The kama goes after, ki lo samu chasadecha kama, me'olam kivinu lach. Me'olam, forever, kivinu lach. What does kivinu mean? Kivinu is tikva, hatikva, hope, longing. Kivinu, Hashem, our longing, our hope is always in you. And it is that way, me'olam, forever. Why would you end Modim? Why would you end the bracha of gratitude with hope? Hope and gratitude are two different ideas, thoughts, emotions, behaviors. So why would you end gratitude with hope? Because the ultimate expression of gratitude you could give is the confidence and faith that you could put hope in that person. I'm so grateful and I recognize so much your capacity that my hope is in you. The hope is a manifestation of the confidence, which in itself is gratitude for what was done. So based on Rav Amram Gaon, you would read, Ki lo samu chasadecha kama, me'olam kivinu lach. I forever put my hope in you as the fulfillment of the gratitude I feel, the confidence that you will provide. So two ways to end Modim, where you put the kama, different connotation, machlokas Avud Raham, Rav Amram Gaon. And with that, after a very long time, we complete Modim. Lest you think we're going on, there's a second Modim, known as Modim Derabanan. Our sponsor asked me specifically, don't keep going. Sponsoring on condition you also tackle Modim Derabanan, which I would have done anyway. Just a little extra motivation. But Modim Derabanan, the only bracha in the Amidah that has a parallel, that the congregation says something when the Shliach Tzibor also says it. There's no Avos Derabanan, Atachonin Derabanan, V'lamashinim Derabanan, Shema Kolina Derabanan, Sim Shalom Derabanan. Only Modim has a Derabanan. We'll pick up next time with why.